Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will pushes Electra into RJ's arms with his bad boy transformation? According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer was a different person when he returned to Los Angeles, California. Electra Forrester now has a clearer picture of the man she still loves after all the drama he has been involved in over the past year or more. The young adult version of Bill Spencer's and Katie Logan Spencer's son has fully embraced the punk attitude that his father has projected for years, based on the character Morrow currently plays after being SORAS'd. However, Brooke Logan Forrester, Katie's arrogant older sister, and other employees at her former employer now view her as a punk. However, Katie and a growing number of people have abandoned Forrester creations. Katie didn't think she was betraying Brooke. Actually, she had nothing to do with the choice to leave FC and find Logan for Spencer Publications. Brooke doesn't think so. As Katie's face became visible, she felt strongly about it. When Brooke gave her youngest sister a severe slap, it reminded me of an adult slapping a child as a sort of traditional discipline. Will is Katie's child and has an equal mix of Logan and Spencer ancestry. Even though Eric Forrester was perfectly fine with Logan only a few months ago, he feels that mix is bad. Viewers remember that while Eric was estranged from his son, Ridge Forrester, and Brooke, he enthusiastically supported Katie's new business. Eric is an elderly man. When it comes to the Forresters, Bill doesn't care about age or anything else. However, both of their family heads concur on one topic of discussion. Spencers and Forresters don't get along. Therefore, it was inevitable that the conflict between the two groups would intensify, and it did. When Will and Deke Spencer mentioned Bikini Bar and Eric, RJ Forrester, and Electra decided to visit that summertime location, viewers knew more summer fireworks would go off. Will struck a right cross on Eric's left eye while pursuing his careless course and going for RJ's face. Serious repercussions were in store because to the ensuing bruise and the stunned audience's reaction. A few weeks ago, RJ was taken by surprise. He was ready to battle Will because he had just suffered many strikes to the face. However, just as RJ and Will were about to engage in their third combat, Eric got in the way and suffered collateral damage. Will's hasty apologies failed to address the issue he caused, as was the case with Electra. Will may face criminal prosecution. Will's tirade against their family cannot continue, according to the Forresters. Thus, it would seem that the next phase in this intense plot would be to report him to the Los Angeles Police Department. Fallout from Eric's injury causes Will to scramble and Katie to reel. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester is hurt after attempting to defuse a heated altercation, shocking everyone. A heated family argument swiftly escalates into a catastrophe, with both families having to deal with the fallout. With feelings running high, attention turns from the actual disagreement to Eric's condition and the future. Will maintains that he never meant for Eric to suffer harm, but the people who matter most might not be persuaded by his justification. He may find that an apology is insufficient as he attempts to make amends with Electra Forrester. His relationship is in jeopardy as a result of the occurrence, particularly if she thinks he is to blame. When Katie Logan Spencer, Heather Tom, finds out Eric was hurt, she is shocked. She never anticipated the conflict to turn violent, even though tensions between the Forresters and Logans had been building for a while. She might be persuaded by the most recent event that the rivalry has escalated to a dangerous level. Eric's injury has the potential to widen rifts on both sides. Numerous relationships may be impacted by the emotional aftermath as blame shifts and allegiances are put to the test, paving the way for additional conflicts in the coming days. The Logan sisters received ultimatums for a double divorce. Ridge has declared that there will be no more Forrester and Spencer intermixing, and the battle lines have been drawn on The Bold and the Beautiful. For decades, the Logan sisters have successfully navigated scandals including baby theft, husband switching, and infidelity. However, the Logan ladies could be torn apart like never before by this summer's fashion war. They might even lose their husbands. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful indicate that Eric Forrester has yet to forgive his wife Donna for betraying him. Honey Bear yelled at Donna Logan following the fashion show, accusing her of favoring her sister Katie above her own husband. He can no longer talk about any Forrester Creations business with Donna because he can no longer trust her. Since the major Hope Diamond fashion show at House of Spencer, their marriage has been barely hanging on. Eric and Donna will have another heartfelt conversation about their marriage this week on the CBS soap opera. In essence, Eric will continue to refuse to forgive Donna despite her repeated apologies. Spoilers for Bold and Beautiful hint that Eric will likely give his wife an ultimatum after receiving a black eye. It's either him or the Spencer. Will Eric file for divorce from Donna if she doesn't sever her relationship with Katie Spencer and her niece Hope? Brooke Logan's husband will be furious when she returns home this week. Will Spencer Jr. attacked both his father Eric and son RJ while his wife was abroad? Brooke's spouse is tired of her trying to make amends with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Ridge would make Brooke choose between him and Hope if she wants to be with him. Even though their wives are Logans, do you believe Eric and Ridge will stick to their guns and make them sever their links with House of Logan? Before the summer ends, will Donna and Brooke receive divorce papers? Will Spencer is held accountable for Eric's injuries? According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Will Spencer made every effort to get back together with Electra Forrester, but she let Eric Forrester, John McCook, push him out. Eric will be caught in the thick of another altercation between Will and RJ Forrester. Will Eric hold Will responsible for his injuries? Will went to Bikini Bar and had a few drinks after being ejected from the Forrester mansion. Now that he and Electra are no longer together, Will also had to repel other ladies who were vying for his attention. Will also contacted Electra, who didn't pick up but seemed alarmed by his voicemail. Electra is conflicted between the family she works for and the guy she loves, and it is clear that she wants to be with Will. Electra will be visiting the Bikini Bar this week and will want to spend time with Will. Eric, though, is adamant about keeping them apart. She is being pushed away from Will and toward RJ by Eric and the other Forresters, of course. Will be confronted by Eric, who will make it a point to tell him to avoid Electra. Naturally, RJ is present and needs to participate as well. Will calls Eric a old man and basically tells him to back off as he will do whatever he wants. Electra is an adult woman, so Eric has no right to dictate to her what to do. Will's attitude will irritate RJ, who will grab him by the collar of his shirt in preparation for a fight. As in every recent altercation between him and Will, RJ is the aggressor in this debate as well. But since RJ can't do anything wrong, viewers are aware that Will would be held accountable if RJ was actually beating the living daylights out of him in front of the Forresters. Since he doesn't want his beloved RJ to be taken out of commission once more, Eric will undoubtedly move forward and attempt to break up the altercation between RJ and Will. Regardless of who of them really strikes Eric, it appears like Eric will suffer a black eye as a result of the incident, and Will most likely be held accountable. Naturally, Will's arrest, which is likely to occur, will negatively impact Logan, his parents' new business. Even if RJ initiated the situation, will Eric be charged with assault as a result? Could Will's altercation with RJ cost him his job at Logan? How much of an impact will this have on Logan once the news of an arrest spreads? Does Eric's unhinged Logan rant and boring designs show that it's time for a real retirement? According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester recently returned to the world of couture with a fashion presentation and a post-event interview at Forrester Creations. On social media, however, some B&B fans are demanding Eric's departure due to his mediocre designs and the spectacle he caused in the wake. Even though the Forresters gave Eric a pat on the back, his designs didn't seem very noteworthy when they debuted on the runway in the episode. Eric didn't accomplish anything remarkable if this was meant to be an amazing comeback to Forrester Couture. Given that Hope Logan Spencer will soon begin her next project with Deke Sharp, those dull outfits might be swiftly forgotten. That might make Logan even more popular and make the Forresters' job appear uninteresting. When Eric swallowed the interviewer's bait and launched into a diatribe about Katie Logan Spencer's design brand, he already gave Logan free attention. Eric may have looked even worse at the time, but he undoubtedly wanted to make Katie and all of her teammates appear horrible. Eric let his desire to disparage the Logans to take precedence over Forrester Creations and their latest products. Eric created interest in Logan and maintained their name in the headlines even though he didn't say anything kind. Furthermore, Eric appeared to be a grumpy old man who could be better off being put out to pasture. Naturally, the Spencers have their own issues, such as Will Spencer's incapacity to restrain his violent outbursts. Nevertheless, this doesn't change the fact that Eric's designs fall short of expectations, and it's obvious that he doesn't know how to control them while he's doing an interview following a fashion show. Even though some viewers believe Eric's mental health may be deteriorating, the interview was terrible nonetheless. Do you believe Eric should officially retire at this point? Should Eric put his marriage to Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garice, ahead of his design career? Stay tuned for more drama involving Logan and Forrester Creations, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Will underwent a subtle transformation following his viewing of Eric's live interview. Eric became enraged and accused Logan and Katie of robbing his family. Eric calling his mother a traitor did not sit well with Will. What Eric said severely wounded Katie, who was shocked that he thought that of her. In a shocking turn of events, Will acknowledged that he was content to work for his mother's business. At first, he had no interest in working with her fashion house. Will and Deke went to Bikini Beach Club to celebrate after leaving work. Will was eager to celebrate when they arrived. He ordered a round of drinks at the bar right away. Eric's interview was brought up by Dylan. No one should disparage his mother, Will cautioned her. Will instructed her to continue serving drinks throughout the evening. But when Electra arrived, his attitude shifted. Their gazes locked right away. Will was engrossed in watching Electra. Taylor attempted to find out if the woman who conducted Eric's interview was employed by Spencer Publications. Deke saw why Will was preoccupied. He urged his friend to talk to Electra. Will excused himself from his group when she stood up to get a drink. At the pub, Eric saw Will talking to Electra. He stood up to stop it, but RJ assured him that he would take care of it on his own. Electra was instructed to return to their seat by RJ. Will informed him that Electra didn't need to leave. Then he pleaded with her to leave this area and accompany him. Electra went to see Eric. Forresters and Spencers don't get along, he reminded her. As RJ disparaged Will and his family, Will clenched his beer. Eric approached Will and RJ and encouraged them to put an end to their altercation. Will attempted to strike RJ, who was starting the altercation. Regretfully, Eric was punched out since he was caught in the middle. Hearing RJ and Eric disparage his mother didn't sit well with Will. Did he go too far this time, though? After Eric's public outburst, everyone at Forrester is still worried about him as the episode opens. He is still upset that the interviewer only wanted to discuss his time at Logan. Bill is riding high in the enemy camp. He is thrilled that Eric seemed to have never been on camera before and is adept at manipulating the narrative to his benefit. Katie bemoans the breakup with the Forrester patriarch, saying, "I just wish that it hadn't come to this." In Will's opinion, Eric needs to be careful because no one discusses his mother the way he did. At last, Deacon and Taylor at Bikini are, "Oh, they're just discussing what we just witnessed. Just in case we forgot in the final 2 seconds. Greet." Dylan approaches Deacon and Taylor following the opening credits to inquire about the reception of Electra's line during the FC webcast. According to Deacon, the most important lesson was Eric's temper tantrum, not diamonds or even draperies. Steffi and Zend at FC are amused by Eric's fierce demeanor. They both agree that he still has that fight in him. Following a commercial, Lauren from Young and Restless calls Steffi to inform her that her boutiques will be carrying the entire line and using Electra's jewels in a special promotion. With the exception of Zend, the group leaves excitedly for cocktails at Bikini.